Hi everyone, this is Alex Theodorou, and you're listening to the Startup Sit Down. Hey everyone, Alex here. I am here with another exciting guest as part of this amazing episode that we're going to have today. I don't want to give away too much, but I'm here with Stefan, the founder and CEO of Straffr. Stefan, thanks for coming in.
Hi Alex, thanks for having me and looking forward to this episode.
Amazing. So Stefan's actually creating a very fascinating product, especially when it comes to the space of physical health, wellness, and just overall fitness on demand. And so Stefan, tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into this, and let's
sure. Happy to be here once again. So I'm originally from Germany, moved to Amsterdam a while ago, lived there now for 6 years. And I am like a semi-professional volleyball player in Germany. So I was always active and moving and doing a lot of fitness and sports. So then entered university, done some industrial engineering. And then when you enter your first job, you just basically kind of have this transition in your life. You can't really move that much anymore to be as active as you used to. So I was searching for alternatives, and that's how it kind of built, or how we came up with Straffr, our startup right now. So that's kind of how it evolved over the time.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, it's definitely incredible, and I think even more needed during the pandemic and the kind of the lockdown and all that stuff. But before we get into the kind of the more recent stuff, I'd love to know a little bit about the where you're coming at this from. I think you have a technical background, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, exactly. So as mentioned, I studied industrial engineering, which is in Germany kind of 50% engineering, what you're doing, and 50% is business administration and marketing, sales, these kind of things you will get in touch with during university. And when building the product, this kind of helped us to think on the technical side, but also on marketing, sales, how to set up a company. So this is basically also how you think about products now, to kind of how do you design something, how do you produce something?
Yeah. And it's amazing that you've had that kind of glimpse into what would be the basis for a business early on. And I think that's incredible and definitely a testament to the product that you've been able to build. So let's talk a little bit about, where are you today? So, I know it's been quite a journey getting here, and you guys have been building this. How long was it in that R&D phase?
Oh, that's interesting to think about, because I think once the first kind of idea came, in the hotel room, you're traveling, you have a resistance band. I mean, I haven't even explained the product. So we've built a smart, or the world's first smart resistance band that you can connect to your phone, and it will give you direct feedback and enable kind of interactive training experience with gamification elements. And so this kind of came to life when I was in a hotel, sitting there just working out with a typical resistance band that from a gym or a physical therapist. I was thinking, okay, how can we make this smarter to make it more motivating, because it's a great tool, but it will just be ending up in the corner of your room, basically.
Right.
And this is kind of how it came to life, and the idea or the technical side then came into play. How do you make this smart? Because we've made the whole resistance band smart as a whole, and not just, a weight scale or something that you can hook something onto. So it's really a smart product that we've built. And that's how I kind of think about products in this area. How do you actually make it smart and not just count reps?
Right. And I think not just making it smart, but making it very robust and very sleek. And I think with your product, it's very simple, and simplicity, not in the way that we think about it, simple in the way that it makes sense to everyone.
Yeah.
Anyone, everyone, all backgrounds, all kind of exercise types, fitness levels. And I think that's what really makes it powerful.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really cool to hear. And it's definitely been quite the journey. Building hardware products is not easy, as I can fully imagine. And how was that like building that during COVID, especially, right? Like, there's all of these challenges in procurement and logistics and acquiring different products and materials. So how was that like? I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, that's interesting that you've mentioned that, because when you think back, like a lot of people would say like, hey, the COVID crisis or something must have been really beneficial for you guys, like a portable device that you can train at home with. But it was actually super challenging because the pandemic hit us when we kind of like done the first batch of producing our first kind of resistance bands that we wanted to get from our first suppliers. And you can imagine how hard it is. I mean, we're making the products in Germany, so we can kind of like be there and like do all the quality assurance and all those things, but you actually can't be there because of the pandemic. So everything was shut down. There were weeks of delay, also with the electronic parts in the start. So it was a really challenging time because we had a lot of pre-orders that we wanted to fulfill. And it was kind of this balance of like, can we still do pre-orders? Our people are like waiting for this product to train at home. So it was really challenging time for the whole team to kind of get this whole thing together. I think like in the end, we were lucky to have suppliers that were also supporting us from the German side. But yeah, it took definitely longer than expected. And you will also have your, the first batch that you will produce, you will always run into issues that you wouldn't have anticipated before. So that was kind of like, a lot of things coming together, but that's how a startup life is, right?
Yeah.
You don't really know what's coming to you.
And I think a lot of the companies that I've spoken with, and myself included, I feel like you kind of end up on the other side of the pandemic like stronger, more resilient, pushing yourself in ways that you never thought your company was capable of initially. And I think that's really the level of scrappiness that you need to kind of push past these difficult times and then continue to deliver this great experience, even if life throws you these curveballs. So that's amazing. And I know even more recently you've had some really exciting news. So you had this exciting Kickstarter that you one of the early days, starting off, very successful, oversubscribed, amazing, resounding success. You had these pre-orders, you fulfilled them, you shipped them out. Now, more recently, you just launched, as of today, a new crowdfunding campaign that is live for anyone interested. This is something that you can look into. We'll put the links to in the description as well. But tell us a bit about this campaign specifically.
It's quite exciting. The Kickstarter campaign is obviously a pre-order. You'll order the product, the resistance band itself, and we will produce it and we shipped it. So that was cool. That was exciting. And now we actually wanted to involve our community into the success of Straffr. So they will invest into Straffr like the company. And we started this campaign, today. So it's kind of exciting moment for us as a company, because the community, they can participate in the success of the company and we'll also share a lot of information, like how many sales are we doing? What is our strategy regarding sales channels and stuff like that? And I think essentially why we did it is because we wanted to grow faster into the kind of like the Christmas period. We want to have availability of our products. We see that we are growing. So that's what kind of want to use the community also to kind of, get more products produced in that sense. And obviously it's a really cool way to interact with your community, in a sense that they'll ask questions, they will give suggestions and stuff like that. So I think essentially with all the feedback that you get, you will only get stronger out of this. So it's a German crowd investing campaign. So we'll see how that goes, but it started pretty strong. So excited for it.
That is exciting. That's very exciting. And yeah, I think it's wonderful. And for anyone listening, any of our European listeners or anyone, in Germany, even more specifically, please do support Stefan in this journey. And I think it's beautiful that you're giving back to the community that gave you, kind of this feedback and the traction and the support that you need to make Straffr even that much stronger. So yeah, I think it's a wonderful idea, and hey, makes for a great Christmas gift as well. Stocking stuffers or the Peloton in your pocket, if you will.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. That's really cool. And where can they access this? Like, where, if they want to, if the listeners want to pick it up and check it out, learn more, where can they do that?
I mean, it's you'll find anything, like everything on our site, straffr.com. So straffr.com, or like they can also go to Seed Match. That's the crowd investing campaign, that the platform that we're running the campaign from. And yeah, you can invest into the company, check it out. We have a short little video on there. It's in German, but yeah, it's essentially like, for us, the goal was kind of like, we wanted to go out there, you're kind of like building your startup, and you will have this community. And I don't know, there is just like this missing piece that we always kind of thought that there could be like something to add to the whole picture, instead of just, selling products and stuff, but also giving people more insights. So it's going to be really cool and exciting to kind of like see the journey develop within the next few weeks and months in the campaign. So yeah, looking forward to it.
How long is the campaign going for?
It's 60 days. So within 60 days, then the campaign is kind of closing. And yeah, we're raising like 300,000 euros, which is comparably also in US dollars, probably because of the exchange rate. So yeah, we're targeting this to kind of grow into kind of the Christmas period and scaling sales.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, nothing says combating turkey dinners like doing some reps with the band.
Exactly.
And yeah, amazing. And so with that, I think it's incredible the journey that you've crafted and the direction that you've taken it and the opportunities that you've really been able to unlock. But what I'd also love to hear is a bit about the stories of the people that you've impacted. Any sort of champions or, kind of Straffr superstars, if you will, that have used it, or, the feedback that you've gotten. And I'd love to hear a bit more about that.
Yeah. And I mean, what kind of keeps us going, to be honest, also during the tough times, when you're talking with your customers and they say like, hey, I've struggled to stay fit, and like now I can kind of keep myself fit at home, and I didn't think that was possible with resistance bands, for example. And so this is kind of like, for us, when we get these kind of emails, like, this is why we are doing it. Like, we want to help people stay fit anywhere, anytime. We have people traveling, like we have heard like cool stories about, I don't know, people taking it to a trip to Egypt and whatever, wherever it is, right? So that's kind of like what keeps us going. And then like, as you go further along this journey, you will talk to other people. And now we have a few pro athletes that have also invested into Straffr with a crowd investing campaign. For example, Niels Giffey, he played at UConn, I think, in college on a basketball level. And he is now a pro basketball player in Germany, in a German national team. And so having him on board is kind of just, like, these are awesome individuals also to work with, because you will actually develop the products with him or like with these pro athletes. And that's just so much fun, because they look at this kind of product on a way different, like at a way different angle than we would kind of imagine it, like what it can do and stuff. And seeing excitement from pro athletes who say like, hey, this is a cool product, like I even use it, that's really cool, something that we wouldn't have imagined like when starting out.
Right.
So yeah, it will be interesting, like which kind of, or who we will onboard in the future, but also we will develop new products with these pro athletes. So that's going to be super, super exciting for the end consumer also.
Yeah.
So,
and that's amazing. So are these professionals, so they're, from what I'm hearing, they're investors, but are they also kind of like brand ambassadors in some way? Are you looking to have like more of a presence within kind of the, high performing athlete community? Where is the role of these individuals play within Straffr?
So the way that we see it is, these individuals are high performing personalities that have been through challenges like everyone else, and they have, the way that they stand out is just like, the mindset, their dedication and commitment to fitness and to their health, overall well-being and stuff like that. And I think what we take from that is we transfer this to people like you and me, to kind of, like, how do you set your mindset to be going to the gym or to be using Straffr every day? Like what's keeping you going? And this, so for example, so Niels is doing like a recovery training as a brand ambassador, so to say, and you can train with him in the German app. You can kind of, after a long run or something, you can recover with him, and he will show you how he uses the band. And I think these kind of personalities just are so authentic when presenting like workouts that they're actually doing,
right,
that it's not, like it's such a cool experience to kind of see this. So that's how we kind of picture these collaborations with them.
Yeah, and I think at least in my mind, and I'm obviously not a professional athlete, but I think when we think of athletes, we tend to think of these very intense, regimented routines where it takes up your whole day, very elaborate. You have to have crazy amounts of money, access to equipment, trainers, you name it. Whereas what I'm hearing here is that they've really, cut through all of that and said, well, how can we do it simpler, more consistently, and just, on demand, easy, anytime? And like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of the messaging that I'm hearing.
Yeah, so Niels is using Straffr for kind of like, recovery or activation when he's like traveling in hotels and stuff, and he doesn't have access to like a gym, or just before like they're actually going to the gym and stuff like that. So I think like essentially the band itself is built for direct to consumers, not athletes or anything, but seeing that they're also using this regularly, and that they are excited about the capability of like an interactive training device, tells us something about the product as a core, like we're heading into in the right direction. And then we can kind of use their help and their inspiration and motivation for people at home and on the go to kind of like, hey, this is how you can actually keep yourself fit, and also they understand, like when I talk to Niels or when I talk to Stefan, he's a handball player, played in the German national team, he's still active athlete. When you talk to them, it's like funny because they know the struggles, of staying fit and staying motivated, and so obviously they have another kind of connection to sport and fitness than we have, but you will recognize some of the things that they are saying. They're not like machines or something, but so this makes it really, like, for me or for like our users as well, just like a huge inspiration and motivation to stay fit, because you see someone who is super authentic, who can teach you cool stuff because they know a lot. They've trained with the best trainers, and they will just transfer their knowledge to us.
And you mentioned train with you, train alongside them. Tell us a bit more about that more premium service that's being offered on the platform, where you actually have curated training experiences to help guide those sessions with you as you move through this kind of recovery and this therapeutic kind of fitness journey, so to speak. So tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, what we so when we started out, we basically configured some workouts out of like exercises, and they would be loops, right? That you know that from different there are loop videos of single exercises, and this would be like a workout would be a few exercises that you would do after another.
Right.
And then what we saw was obviously during the during the pandemic, was a lot of YouTube videos that are kind of like this on-demand experience that you see with a little bit of music here, a little bit of that. And what motivated us, and also some speaking to customers and stuff, the most is kind of like, you know, working out with somebody as he or she is explaining like what's going on, how to kind of do the exercise while you're doing it, and actually having this, I don't know, personal training experience. And so we translated this and said, like, how about you're not just training with someone, but you can actually get like digital feedback while you're training. So how it works is our personal trainers will kind of welcome you and show you all the exercises that they will do. They will train with you. You will see them sweat, you know, you will see that it's like super hard sometimes to kind of push through. So they will be motivating you to kind of work out. And at the same time, if you're if you're getting fatigued and you don't really concentrate, the app might tell you like, hey, you have to push yourself a little bit more, because it will actually track what you're doing. And that's kind of like this interactive component that we have just missed in the YouTube experience, because if somebody, I don't know, at the door, or I'll just get a coffee or something, the YouTube will just keep playing, but the app will not count anything if you don't train.
It's that like almost that biofeedback, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
So you're interacting, but it's a layer of interaction that you cannot get from just observing alone.
Yeah.
So no, I think that's incredible. And what I'd also be curious about is, you mentioned a bit about, you know, we're excited for the future of this and kind of the impact. What does the future of Straffr look like, and what do you see this becoming?
Yeah, so internally we're developing the next generation of products that we will probably launch like next year, or like at least reveal next year. It's all in the area of portable functional fitness, because that's what we kind of have as a core, smart portable functional fitness devices, because that's what we see. You know, if you look at them on the market, I think there's just a huge demand still of products that blend into this new hybrid trend. You know, like you will go to the gym, but you'll be traveling, you will be with your family during Christmas. So you want to have something to keep yourself fit at all times, and to not break your kind of fitness routine. And we just think that there is just, you know, like this demand of portable functional fitness to keep yourself fit in an easy way, in a convenient way. And in the beginning, you mentioned that, you know, it's simple or easy to use. We always think of it as smart, you know, like every kind of aspect of our products, we think like, how can we make the whole experience smart? Like our band, when you pull on it, it will automatically turn on. That's what I think is smart. It will turn off when you just leave it, you know, so it will never like,
so it's like intuitive.
Yes, it's intuitive and smart in a way that you can interact with the product in that sense. And we want to build like more hardware products that are portable, where you think like, oh, okay, that's smart. Like I can train my whole body with it. That's awesome. And that's what we're like excited about. So there will be a few products coming onto the software platform, new trainers, and with the program that we are in with Techstars right now, is like our main goal is to enter the American market. We've launched in Germany. We've sold our band so far B2C in Germany, and now we want to like, you know, bring the world's first smart resistance band into the US. So that's our goal as well.
That's incredible. No, thank you. Thanks for sharing. I definitely see the power of not just the, you know, the form factor and the elegance of it, but also intuitiveness and making it smart.
Yeah.
And also what I'm hearing is the connectivity between other resources, tools, hardware, so you can create a suite of products that will provide a more comprehensive understanding of, how to help people and help them in ways that work for you, not you working for them, right?
Yeah.
Like, as in like, when the gym doesn't come to you, you got to go to the gym, right?
Yes, exactly.
So
that's how we think about it in general. So we don't think that we will essentially replace gyms, because I go to the gym, I like it. But yeah, you can't always go to the gym, and also like there's people not comfortable with going to the gym, and I totally understand this. And we just want to be a solution for like anyone that, I don't know, just goes to the gym, doesn't go to the gym, and just wants to stay fit. So this is like our goal in general.
Amazing.
Yeah,
that's incredible. Well, thank you for coming in. It's been an absolute pleasure to learn from you, work with you, work around you, and see the journey that you guys are on with Straffr. And please do check out the campaign, support them, check them out. Where can they find you on social media?
Straffr official. So always think of STRAFFR, and then Straffr official. You will see us on Instagram, LinkedIn. That's typically the places where we are at. So,
sounds good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Alex.